If you keep attracting people who feel connected to you but never fully show up, this reading is for you. You may be tired of wondering whether this person on your mind is constantly emotionally unavailable, or if it's just you who is stuck in a pattern that keeps choosing those kind of people. So stay with me, darling, because this reading is not just about the person on your mind, it's about what needs to reset inside your own mind and heart so that love can finally feel safe, mutual, and real. So, in this reading, we're going to look at their true emotional capacity right now, but also at the deeper pattern that is running underneath this connection, the one that keeps repeating for you until it's made conscious. Hello, hello, my darling. My name is Valentina. I'm a relationship coach, clinical hypnotherapist, and the creator of the Reset Method, which helps people break subconscious patterns. And I use tarot on this channel to read what spirit has to say to you about love, about patterns, about what needs to change so that you can truly experience the life and relationship of your dreams. So, are you ready? I've already shuffled the cards. I am going to cut them for you, and we're going to start with the person on your mind and their capacity for emotional connection. So now we're going to find out what is their true level of emotional availability. So please focus on the person on your mind. As you know, this is a general reading, so it's not going to be resonating with everyone, but as always, take what resonates, leave the rest. Maybe other people are here in this collective to get this information, so don't worry about it. So, Spirit, tell me for my beautiful collective, what is the person on their mind thinking and feeling right now? What is their true level of emotional availability in this moment? So, Spirit, please tell me, what is the level of emotional availability? Let's see. Bottom of the deck energy, Queen of Cups. Wow, this actually tells me that this person may be more willing to give, may be more emotionally available than you imagine. With this bottom of the deck energy, this is a hidden capacity. So this person is connected to their emotions. It's just that maybe right now they haven't yet learned the skills, or they have potentially traumatic events that have happened to them, which prevents them from being able to truly give you this cup of love. Also, the Queen of Cups is an energy that speaks of self-love. So I'm wondering whether one of the lessons that this particular person should be learning, needs to learn in order for them to be able to come towards you with full emotional availability, would be to love themselves. So I'm going to put the deck right over here, and I'm going to look at the cards that came. So the first cup, Ace of Cups in reverse. So this is a clear indication that right now, in this very moment, the person on your mind is not really capable of giving you the love and attention, the emotional availability that you desire. And with the Lover in reverse, I think the message from Spirit here is that almost, I see an arrow here on this card. I feel like they haven't yet learned how to open themselves up to Cupid's arrow. So the Lovers is also a card of choice and choosing ourselves, choosing union with ourselves. And as I was mentioning earlier when I read the energy at the bottom of the deck, yes, this person needs to learn to love themselves more. Because only when we learn to give to ourselves, look at this card here, can we actually learn to love others. So I would say that right now, the capacity to love of the person on your mind is limited by the fact that they do not know how to truly love themselves. And I can see that they are maybe now focusing very much on their material world. So they're not really opening up to emotions. They may be focusing a lot on creating stability, creating certainty, creating a world in which they are in charge. So they really have this kind of focus on wealth and abundance. You see there's all these like pentacles here, but there's also this clear path towards a castle, a manor house. So this to me says that this person right now is more worried about their money, their stability. So what is really important for them in this moment is not to start a brand new relationship of love. They don't really know how to find the union with themselves, with their own soul. So they just focus on the external world. As you can see, all these cards of emotions and love are in reverse, which means that it is not a priority for them. They really focus very much on their money. So let's understand a little bit what is stopping them. I've already seen from the energy at the bottom of the deck that maybe self-love deficit is one of the issues. So I'm going to ask Spirit now, what emotional wounds, fears, or defenses are limiting the person on my viewer's mind from being fully emotionally available? So what's stopping this person, the person on the mind of my viewers, from really opening up emotionally? Ooh, look what we have. We have the Two of Wands, we have Judgment, and we have the Ten of Swords with the Five of Swords in reverse. So the Five of Swords is a card that to me is all about self-sabotage. So yes, we tend to fight a lot with other people, but because we're talking swords here, what I'm seeing is that this person tends to make up stories in their head. They feel the need to fight with everyone. We have here these three swords, so they're really kind of heartbroken because they have not really received the love that they deserve, that they were seeking in childhood. And really, I feel that there is also this sense of abandonment because we have a person here with the back turned on them. So I feel that as a wound, this person really learned early on in life that, I'm getting goosebumps when I say this, so it is the first time that I read this card in this way. But I feel that, you know, this person learned early on that they are alone in the world, and that broke their heart. That whoever they were seeking the love from didn't really give it to them. This person was conflicted. You see the Two of Swords, the two swords here in the background next to the person with their back turned is crossed. So it's exactly the imagery from the Two of Swords where the person is blinded by this conflict, this inner conflict. And I feel that the person on your mind has really engaged in a lot of self-sabotaging behavior that has stopped them over time from being able to create healthy, happy relationships. So now let's read the cards that actually came out. This was just the bottom of the deck energy. So the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is, of course, this card that says this person is afraid to open up, is afraid to start a new journey, to discover what the world of relationships really has to say. So, you know, emotions seem to be this kind of scary water that this person sees here, and they're just kind of stuck in this planning phase, or they may be trying to figure out how to venture themselves, how to venture out there and start this journey towards opening up and creating a world of difference in their life. And it is very clear to me that this person has the potential for rebirth, for renewal. However, they maybe do not know it yet because the wounds, all these experiences that they've had, the difficult journey where they've been overthinking, they've been kind of scared that life was not going to go out the way they wanted. There's definitely a need to end this cycle. So we have a 10 and we have a 20 here. So as you can see, the biggest wound that this person is carrying is lack of trust, fear of the unknown, fear of starting something new and powerful, and especially not really being able to choose themselves. So this is already a very, very interesting beginning. So for the next row, I'm going to ask if the person on your mind is aware of these emotional limitations. So is this person aware, or are they in denial? Okay, so what do we have? We have 9 of Cups, 10 of Wands in reverse. And one more card, Spirit, please. Is the person on my viewer's mind aware of this emotional limitation? So we really need to understand this, because we want to know whether change is possible really at this point for the person that we're talking about. How beautiful. So we have the 10 of Wands, the 9 of Cups, and the Hierophant, with the King of Cups at the bottom. So we had the Queen of Cups earlier and the King of Cups here. So this confirms that this person actually has an endless potential of love, for love. The King of Cups is the ultimate, the highest form of love. So they have this potential, however, it is hidden. So I don't know whether from this card alone this person is fully aware of their emotional limitation, but I know for sure that they have been feeling these burdens. They've been noticing that there was a heaviness in them with the 10 of Swords here. I'm gonna move these cards a little bit so that there's more room. So with this 10 of Swords in the previous line and the 10 of Wands here in reverse, it is very clear that this person has been feeling the burdens. They've maybe even tried to liberate themselves, to free themselves from these burdens. And they know that ultimately love, 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment, is the answer to their pain, to their current pain. And I would say that they are aware of these emotional limitations, because the Hierophant is a card that speaks of enlightenment, of a higher level purpose, of really the awareness that we need to ascend, that we need to learn. So this is really, really good news for you, my darling, because it means that the person that you're thinking about is truly considering emotions as being a critical part of their rebirth, of their awakening, and that they are really possibly even starting this journey of learning about themselves, learning about love, learning about what they need to experience and allow themselves to experience in order to reach a higher level of enlightenment. We see here there's a pyramid, there's all these, what looks like a mandala. So there's definitely a spiritual awareness that they need to awaken, and that they need to actually drop these burdens in order for them to achieve this state of happiness and satisfaction with life. That is such a beautiful beginning for this reading. So now let's move to the next part of this. I'm really excited. And actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a new deck that I've received recently. So it was a beautiful gift from a friend. It is the Galactic Star Tarot. So there are a lot of messages here from angels and ascended masters. So what I'm going to ask here is really to understand, what is your role in this story? What can you do, and maybe why this person is has been brought to you by the universe. So we have here the 8 of Cups, walking away. So you maybe also have some patterns that you need to leave behind in order for this relationship, this connection to truly come into force. This deck is really big. We also have here the Devil in reverse here when I cut the deck. So the Devil in reverse speaks of a need to release unhealthy attachment, codependency, to become aware of where we're holding pain, what are our defense mechanisms. So let's see, of what part of your attachment pattern, what part of your psyche is attached, is drawn, is attracted to this kind of emotionally unavailable partner. So Spirit, for my viewers now, please focus your attention on my viewers. What part of them requires a change? Wow, we have the Wheel of Fortune. What part of their patterns, what part of their history, what side of them attracts this kind of partner? Okay, look at us. We have 4 beautiful cards here. Bottom of the deck energy, the Eight of Cups that was in the cut before. So clearly, Spirit is telling me here that what you really need to focus on is walking away from things that do not work for you. It's really like discovering a new planet. Like you see this sign for Roswell, because this is all about stars and aliens. So see, you are here on a path towards discovering unknown things that maybe are interplanetary. So the universe has a lot of beautiful secrets for you to discover. You only need to let go of certain patterns that you have in the past. And here, look how beautiful this Wheel of Fortune card is. This is a confirmation, in fact, that the universe has your back, that the Wheel of Fortune is moving in your favor. And this particular relationship, this particular connection was divinely fated. This person was guided towards you so that you could meet and learn some important lessons. And look at this beautiful connection here. You also have a Nine of Cups exactly above the Nine of Cups in the energy of your partner. So I feel that you are both aligned in terms of your desire to heal, your desire to experience true joy and love, and you are working on having your wish fulfilled. And you also have the King of Wands. So I feel that a lot of the challenges that come with your attachment patterns is that you have now taking some leadership role. So potentially you have already started this journey. You've already, with the Devil in reverse that was in the cut, I'm getting this clear feeling that you have already started to address this pattern, that you've already started to look into your codependency and issues. And look at this, you have the Four of Wands. So it is a sign from the universe. We have a shooting star here, a comet that says, yes, it is time for you to celebrate. So by doing this work, by leaving things behind, letting go of codependency and attachment, you are actually able to recognize this pattern. You have come to a position in your life where this is something that you are aware of, and you are ready really to step into the next phase. So let's see, with this current pattern that you have, the emotionally unavailable pattern, what subconscious belief may keep this dynamic alive? So even though you've done the work, we can explore what is the subconscious belief for my viewer spirit that blocks them, that keeps them stuck in this pattern. So Five of Swords in reverse. What's a subconscious belief? I love when the same card appears again. Give me one more card for subconscious belief. Okay. All right, so we have two cards in reverse, and bottom of the deck energy, Queen of Wands. So you have the King of Wands here and the Queen of Wands here. So the Queen of Wands in reverse tells me that maybe there is a subconscious belief inside of you that says, maybe I'm not deserving of this. Maybe I'm not attractive enough. Maybe I don't have what it takes for me to truly have my wishes fulfilled, to truly have this divine connection, this beautiful relationship that I desire. And you remember that earlier in the deck we had on the bottom of the deck energy, the Five of Swords for your partner's energy, hidden energy. So this self-sabotage, you have this in reverse. So maybe you've stopped the fight. Maybe you've stopped self-sabotaging, and I really hope that is the case, because all of this awareness that you have actually says that this is the biggest block that you have towards achieving happiness. So self-sabotaging, so you are now ready to really put down the swords and to again walk away from those things that didn't actually work for you. So with the Five of Swords in reverse, you still have the subconscious belief that maybe this is not meant to be. With the Sun in reverse, you know that happiness is available to you. You know that the energy of the sun, of joy, of connection, and of beauty is available to you. However, maybe there is a part of you that doesn't quite trust it, that you have maybe some doubts that everything is going to look up like these sunflowers, because with this card in reverse, I feel that there is a lack of trust. And then we have here the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is this energy of communication, of speaking up for yourself, but also of action, of really taking action towards this, the solution, this awakening that you desire. And that, my darling, is a beautiful thing. I commend you for it. I think it's really important. So I feel that overall, if I had to name this pattern that is happening here, I think it's somehow I'm not good enough. I don't yet deserve this happiness. I know that I actually have to take action. I know that I have to communicate my wishes, but somehow I've been self-sabotaging and I want to stop this pattern, and that's really, really nice. I'm gonna take a third deck, which is one of my favorite decks, Harmony Tarot. And I'm quickly going to, because I am talking about creating a harmonious relationship between you. So let's see with the Harmony Tarot deck, how does this emotional mismatch or this potential for the future play out energetically between you? So Spirit, for my viewers and the person on their mind, please tell me, how does this dynamic play out between them? So what is happening between these two people? So how does this mismatch play out energetically? What's the energy between them now that we've seen the energy of the person on their mind and then the energy of my viewer? What is the energy between them, please? All right, we got 3 cards already. I don't know what they are. So the first one is the Lovers in reverse. Okay, the 10 of Cups in reverse and the Sun in reverse. Wow, don't you love it? I love it. I love how these different cards talk about the same thing. So then the 10 of Swords in reverse again. So how much more confirmation do we need? So there is a clear confirmation from Spirit that you both, there is this lack of trust that this relationship can really be your happily ever after. There is a lack of trust, even though there may be an inkling for both of you that this is a fated connection, that you may be soulmates. But with the Sun in reverse twice and the Lovers in reverse twice, I think both of you really struggle to believe you have a powerful connection, but somehow all these wounds, all these unhealed patterns are actually blocking you from correcting this dynamic and from truly getting this. You have 2 9 of Cups, you have 1 10 of Cups. So clearly, and you have 2 Suns. So this tells me that Spirit is saying this relationship has a lot of potential. The potential here is very, very high. But clearly, because neither of you believes that this connection, this crazy attraction that you feel about each other is truly soulmate energy, although this energy is here, and you don't believe that maybe you deserve this happiness, maybe you're not quite sure that a 10 of Cups, this wish fulfillment, this perfect relationship is even possible. This is why both of you are stuck here. So there is emotional fog, I would like to say. So there is lack of trust in yourself and in the other person. There's an inability to give fully. There's an inability to truly believe that this is available to you. And there is definitely a big need to heal. So I would say that if this reading resonate in any way and this dynamic is familiar to you, I would highly encourage you to seek some help, to find someone, a therapist, a coach, someone who can actually help you identify, recognize, and erase these beliefs that are really the only reason you and this person are not together. So allow these swords to come out so that you no longer experience this pain from the past. So now I'm going to check, since the Lovers is usually an energy of soulmates, because soulmates are people, are energies, are entities that keep meeting in multiple lives. I'm going to ask, what is the unspoken contract that you have unconsciously accepted or invited with this connection? So what is this unspoken contract between these two people. All right. Okay, first card, beautiful, the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So healing your belief that you are not accepted, that you are not loved, and that you are left out in the cold. That is beautiful. I love this. You also have the Four of Pentacles and you have the Empress in reverse. So what this tells me, the answer to this question is here you kind of feel that you're the abandoned one, that no matter, both of you potentially. So this connection has come into your life to teach you that you are good enough, that you are worthy, that you are not alone, and that you are loved and accepted. So the Five of Pentacles, the card of the beggar in tarot that says I've got nobody, I'm alone, I'm always going to be alone. Here the message is actually this connection, this person has come into your life to teach you that you are enough, that you are well, and that everything is good. And here I also feel that there is a second pattern that says I have to hold on to what I know. I have to hold on to these patterns to protect myself. So the Four of Pentacles is a card that speaks of fear of losing what we have, fear of losing oneself in a relationship. This is a very, very common fear. So that's why maybe both of you actually hold back. And because I truly believe that relationships are mirrors, I would say that if you feel that your partner, the person on your mind, is emotionally unavailable, I invite you to also consider what is the level of unavailability that you have, because you are perfectly mirroring each other in this relationship. So with the Four of Pentacles upright, the message is you need to let go of this pattern. You've made a contract to hold on to your old self, which is why both of you are pulling back. Neither of you is really able to give to the other in the right way. And the third biggest lesson here in this relationship, the pattern that really needs to be fixed, is the inability to receive, the inability to stay grounded in your strength, in your power. So not embodying your feminine energy, your divine feminine. So the pattern here is that or the role that you've taken is that maybe you have to take the lead all the time. We had this King of Wands, that you have to force, that you have to take action towards things. You have here the Knight of Swords as well, but that means that potentially you, by forcing things, by trying to control everything, which is the Empress in reverse, or your inability to sit and allow the other person to come towards you, you are really blocking this connection, and by trying to protect yourself. So let's see what is a practical change potential here. So Spirit, please tell me, can the person on my viewer's mind realistically become emotionally available with my viewers? Can they truly open up? Can they truly uncover their ability to give, to become the King of Cups? What is the potential? Are they really open? Are they really ready to open up? Are they truly ready to open up? Okay. Bottom of the deck energy, the Hermit. That means they have to do the work. That means that, yes, they have the power, they have the light, they just haven't seen it yet because it's at the bottom of the deck. So in order for this person to truly be able to open up emotionally, to be emotionally available, they have to go on an inner journey and to identify these blocks and to do some healing. That is actually a beautiful message. Oh, I have 4 cards here. So I first saw the Knight of Swords in reverse, then we have the Seven of Wands in reverse, and then we have the Page of Swords and the Five of Cups in reverse. So let's see. Okay, in terms of emotional availability and potential for this person to change, I think the answer is yes. They could learn to be the King of Cups. They could learn to open up, but they really need to do some work. So currently there is a blockage in communication and taking action. There is maybe a lot of inconsistency. The Knight of Swords is this kind of harsh, that can be hot and cold. But essentially with this in reverse, yes, this person needs to heal this pattern of being maybe a little bit too pushy and maybe unclear and inconsistent in communication. They also need to learn to deal with their defensiveness. So yes, the Seven of Wands is someone who's reached a position where they think, if I stay here quietly, nobody is going to bother me, so I don't need to open up. It's almost like this self-imposed prison of defensiveness. So yes, in order for this person to become more emotionally available, they really need to open up, to literally step down from this position of defensiveness. And they also have to learn to look towards the future instead of always focusing on the past and the things that didn't work for them, the relationships that didn't work out, the love that they didn't receive when they were children. They really need to be able to turn around towards the cups that are full, the potential of a relationship that can give them all the love and appreciation that they wanted. And they really need to approach this relationship or this growth, this journey, with curiosity and desire to learn. So the Page of Swords, which is all about, maybe coming forward with curiosity, maybe opening up and then learning how to communicate. This is a very, very powerful piece of advice from Spirit, that yes, there are all these negative patterns, defensiveness, negative mindset, and maybe a sort of hot and cold or an inconsistent energy, and the need to approach this whole relationship as a new journey, as a potential for discovery. So let me ask, in terms of you personally, what is likely to happen if you don't make any shift, if you don't change this pattern, if you don't address it? I'm going to use the same deck that I used earlier for you, because this is infused with your energy. So what is likely to happen in the future? So what is the potential outcome currently based on not doing anything about this? So my darling viewer, if you don't deal with any of these patterns, if you don't take action to heal your own wounds of holding on to the past, of feeling rejected and abandoned, or believing that no matter what you do, people are going to reject and abandon you, and you're not allowing yourself to be in the Empress energy, in your divine feminine, what is likely to happen? So Spirit, what's the likely potential outcome right now for my viewers if nothing changes? What's likely to happen? These cards are really hard to shuffle. So Spirit, okay, wow, look. If you don't, interesting. You're going to get the Ten of Cups anyway, so maybe the answer is yes, you have this potential. We've had Ten of Cups. So what is the current potential outcome here? Wow, look at this. Ten of Cups, strength, beautiful. So one more card, please, Spirit. What is the current potential outcome? Ooh, here we go. Oh, look at this. Queen of Cups, Two of Swords, and the World. Right, beautiful. All right, so let's start from the beginning. And bottom of the deck energy, I'm going to check the High Priestess. Beautiful. All right, so in terms of current potential outcome, well, we have a lot of beautiful things here. First of all, let me see. I don't want to disturb everything that I did. So first of all, we have the Ten of Cups. So the potential outcome, if you do this work, if both you and your partner really learn these lessons, you are going to get your happily ever after. You are going to get the relationship that you want. And you will also find the strength to do it. That's beautiful, because the strength is once, well, on the one hand, is finding this kind of magical power. See, the unicorn is here to really tap into the knowledge of the universe The high priestess here speaks of the same thing. So you have quite a lot of feminine energy. So the high priestess brings this hidden energy of intuition. So if you use your intuition, if you truly allow yourself to peek behind the veil, doing, both you and your partner doing the inner work, the inner discovery, to find the gems in your own psyche, then you're definitely going to be able to complete this journey. You see, the world here speaks of a completion of a lesson learned. And you also have the Queen of Cups, which means that you are going to learn how to give and to receive. You're going to love yourself. Your partner had the Queen of Cups energy earlier. And hopefully you have here the Two of Swords, so this inner conflict. By doing all this work, by tapping into your intuition, you are going to be able to deal with this inner conflict. And here, just another confirmation, you also have the Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So clear indication that if you still stay stuck in your mind about, oh, but is this the right thing? Am I going to do the right thing? Spirit is telling you, yes, you do need to find the strength. In fact, you have the strength. You need to learn the lesson, to really look at the world with different eyes. See this card here, the world actually shows that there's, an otherworldly being looking at the earth. So to me, this card speaks of perspective, of completion, of really approaching things with a completely new mindset. And isn't this beautiful? I love this reading for you. So now that we've done all of this and we got all the information, I've got a couple of, basically one more question. And that would be to support you with this, because obviously there is really good potential in this reading. You really need to find this strength and to get out of this feeling that, you're not quite sure. You are not quite sure where to go with this. So I'm actually going to use an oracle deck for this part. This is the Queen of the Moon Oracle, because the Queen of the Moon Oracle speaks of big themes. It also has some timing elements to it. And ultimately the themes that you need to focus on are going to be revealed here. So let's see, what shift would restore emotional security, emotional safety, and respect? So what are the current themes that my viewers need to focus for the near future that would allow them to grow? So do they need to work on specific things? What are the themes they need to focus on? Let's see. Give me 3 more cards. I want to take 5. I don't know why I have this instinct that 5 cards would be good, and particular cards want to come out. So Spirit, give me 3 more cards for big themes that my readers should focus on. What do they need? What is their invitation? What should they focus on? What do they need to change? Oopsie, we have 1 card that went on the floor. I'll take it in a minute, but let me give me 1 more. Spirit. 1 more card, please, in terms of themes for my viewers. You don't really want to give me another one? Yes, you did. And it's a beautiful card because I almost saw it. And I think it's self-reflection. Look at this. What are the themes for my viewers? We have peace. We have will. We have protection. We have self-reflection and blossoming. All right, so let's decode this message. So what do you need to focus on? You need to find your inner peace. By doing all this work that I mentioned, by addressing all these patterns, by dealing with your lack of trust in yourself, with your belief that there is something wrong with you and that you don't deserve relationships and happiness, you are going to be able to find your inner peace. So find the divine light inside of yourself and find your inner peace. In order to do this, you need to take voluntary action. That is, that the universe is saying that you really need to exercise your will. You really need to direct this transformation. It's not going to happen Otherwise, it's not going to sort of magically be the kick in the butt that the universe gives you. You need to do this voluntarily. You need to put in the work, knowing, trusting that you are actually protected. So, in order for you to trust, you need to have the confidence. The word confidence means with trust, the knowledge that you are safe, that no matter what, your transformation, you're like a little baby bird here in the nest, and you are going to be able to let go of this need for protection or staying in the safety of the nest. That could be the nest of not communicating your emotions, not being able to give, or the nest of believing that whatever you desire is not meant for you, so you never step out of your comfort zone. You always stay here hidden in the thing. So in order to do this, you really need to do some serious self-reflection. Self-reflection means you yourself and your partner need to go onto a voyage of self-discovery. You need to look at yourself. You need to look at your shadows. You really need to identify, to recognize these patterns, because without recognizing a pattern, it's like a hidden program in your operating system that actually has a virus. So really go on this journey, seek help, identify these patterns, and once you do this, you are going to be blossoming. And really, what you really need to understand is that this is not about judgment of you or your partner. It's really about helping you identify what is needed. And if you do need any of this transformation and you don't know what the path is for you to take it, then I would like to offer you an invitation to check the description box, because this reading is absolutely bang on for the kind of people that I love working with. People that know they have some barriers. They don't know quite what the barrier is. They've experienced this pain. They are ready. They are absolutely ready, on the brink of making this change, knowing that they need to look at themselves, knowing that they need to leave the comfort zone. And this is exactly what I do when I don't do tarot. So I invite you to check out the description, because what these patterns that we've identified in this reading are absolutely perfect to operate in if you want to explore some healing. And I've created the reset method. Reset is an acronym that stands for recognition, erasure, somatic release, empowerment, and transformation. So it's a 5-step process that allows you to really go through this whole experience, find the light inside of you. So recognize the pattern that is blocking you, look at yourself, erase that pattern, allow yourself to blossom by providing a pathway towards this happiness that you had, towards completion, towards finding the 10 of Cups. So I hope that this reading resonated for one of you, most of you, all of you. If you have any questions whatsoever, please leave me in the comment box, and I respond and see all the comments. And also, because we're almost in the month of February, you can comment to reset, and I will enter you into the prize draw for the 3 free personal readings that I'm offering in the month of February. And also you can see in the description that this month I offer free relationship block diagnostic sessions, which means that beyond, or maybe tapping into the information that came from Spirit in this reading, we can identify the further details of your relational blocks, your love blocks, and enable you to find this path, this completion, learning your lessons, and dropping these swords that are hurting you so much. So I hope that this reading resonated. Thank you so much for your attention. I will see you in my next reading. Lots of love. Bye bye.